Well, we are going to begin our service in just a moment, and we have some song sheets on the back table, and one of them, it's the far right-hand side, is the same song, but one's Hebrew and one's English. I'll explain that later. But for now, we'll begin as we normally do. First we say, Good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom. And we'll begin, thank you, we'll begin with the Shalom Aleichem on page number 5 in the Siddur, page number 5. Page number 5. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharetz, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, malachei ashalom, malachei elyon, mi melech, malachei amlochim, hakadosh baruch hu. Baruch hu ni l'shalom, malachei ashalom, malachei elyon, mi melech, malachei amlochim, hakadosh baruch hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, malachei ashalom, malachei elyon, mi melech, malachei amlochim, hakadosh baruch hu. As we turn to L'chon Ranan on page 11, L'chon Ranan on page 11, Yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die die die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die, yada die 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 die. Ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da. Page 11. L'chon eranen al Adonai nari alitzur yishenu nikad mafana b'torah bizmiro nari alo nikad mafana b'torah bizmiro nari alo kiel gadol Adonai umelech gadol al Kol Elohim asher biyado mechkerei haaretz v'toavot harim lo asher biyado mechkerei haaretz v'toavot harim lo asher lo yamvu sahu yepeshir bo nishachem Arim shana kut v'tov ramam torlev v'hem v'hem l'yidu rocha asher nishbati v'yapi imivon el menuchati. On page number 14. Page 14, it's the Hebrew stanza, the second stanza down, a little triangular indicator line, and it's the same, the second stanza of the transliteration on the bottom. Yismechu Hashemayim. The words are Yismechu Hashemayim v'tagel haaretz yeram hayam umlo'o. Just that phrase, it's on page number 14. Yismechu Hashemayim v'tagel haaretz yeram hayam umlo'o. Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz, Yeramayam, 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 Omalo, Yeramayam, 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 Omalo, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz, Yeramayam, 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 Omalo, Yeramayam, 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 Omalo, Yeramayam, 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 Omalo, Yeramayam, 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 Omalo. And the English stanza on page 14, the last English stanza. The heavens shall be glad, and the earth rejoice. The sea and its fullness roar. The meadows and all that grows in them exult. Even the trees of the forest shall sing praise. As Adonai comes to judge the earth, judging lands with righteousness and peoples with divine truth. The heavens are singing. The earth is singing. The mountains, the fields, the meadows are singing. And that calls to mind in my imagination, you might say, a different take on Genesis. When we open the Torah, we read Breshit, Genesis, we see the descriptions of the beauty of the world. The world is unfolding. It's brand new. But this psalm adds something that's not in Genesis. This psalm says, the world itself is singing. The world itself is singing, and we're singing along. So we have some song sheets, and the first song is by Craig Talman. It's called All New Beginnings. It's this handout, All New Beginnings. And I think you can see why it's here this evening, because we're talking about the physical world and also the symbolic element. What does it mean for the world itself to sing? What does it mean for you and me to be singing along with the world? This piece by Craig Talman, All New Beginnings.
All around you, hearts are beating one by one. All around you, listen as your song is sung. All around you, dreams are living on and on. All around you, a new day's begun. All around you, there's a spirit that we share. All around you, hearts are open, hearts that care. All around you, just reach out, someone's there. All around you, a new day's begun. We need a little love, a little life, a little time to share. We need a little strength, a little hope, to take the time to care. We need a little faith, a little grace. It's time we were aware. All around you, a new day's begun. All around you, there's a spirit that we share. All around you, hearts are open, hearts that care. All around you, just reach out, someone's there. All around you, a new day's begun. We need a little love, a little life, a little time to share. We need a little strength, day's begun. All around you, hearts are beating one by one. All around you, listen as your song is sung. All around you, dreams are living on and on. All around you, a new day's begun. We need a little love, a little life, a little time to share. We need a little strength, a little hope, to take the time to care. We need a little faith, a little grace, a little here and there. We need a little love, a little life, a little time to share. We need a little strength, a little hope, to take the time to care. We need a little faith, a little grace. It's time we were aware. We need a little love, a little life, a little here and there. All around you, a new day's begun.
Beautiful. And we need a lot of laughter, a lot of love. We're on page 21, in the CD, page 21. Ha ha. Havul Adonai b'nei Elim, Havul Adonai kavod va'oz, Havul Adonai kavod shemo, Hishtachavul Adonai b'adrat kodesh, Kol Adonai al hamayim, El kavod hirim Adonai al mayim rabim, Kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vaishaber Adonai et arzei halvanon, Vayirkidem kamo egel, Lebanon v'siryon kamo ven re'emim, Kol Adonai chotzev lahavot eish, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yachol el ayalot, Vaychesof ya'arot, V'hechalo kulo amer kavod, Adonai lamabul Yashav, Vayeshev Adonai melech le'olam, Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Before the Charudi, we have another song. This is by Rabbi Joe Black. It's called Messengers on High. And we have this song sheet here before us, Messengers on High by Rabbi Joe Black.
How could he know that the song he wrote could mean so much to her? Who was it told him where to put that note? In a place where the soul could stir. Every action has an impact that lingers in the air. A word, a glance, a touch comes through and answers to our prayers. Oh, but know this, we relinquish any ownership or claim of any words of insight we provide in heaven's name. Oh, we cannot contain them, no matter how we try. We are merely messengers on high. Shalom Aleichem, Malchei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Melech, Malchei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yes, accidents can happen, they happen every day, but not all is accidental. But fate, it has a way of bringing us together and opening our eyes, helping us to see that we are messengers on high.
There must have been a moment when you met somebody new, and you've never been the same since you met.
And in the shadow of that meeting, a new awareness grew that you've been given something holy that you never thought you'd get. Our parents, our teachers, our lovers and our kids, friends upon whose shoulders we cry. Every soul we chance upon and every flow we dance upon, all can be a messenger on high. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malachei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Don't know the reason why we are messengers on high. When we laugh and when we cry, we are messengers on high. When we're born and when we die, we are messengers on high.
L'Charodi on page 23, the first three stanzas, page 25, the last three stanzas. L'Chadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Ishmiyanu elam yuchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'letila L'Chadodi likrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat l'chu v'nelcha Ki mekor haberacha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila L'chadodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nekabela Mikdash melech ir malucha Kumitzai mitoch ha'afecha rav lach Shevet b'yemek habacha u'yachamol alayechem Allah lechadodi lekrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela 25 v'hayilim shisa sha'osayech v'rachaku kol mibalayech yasis alayech Elohayech kim sos chatan al kala lechadodi lekrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela Yamin usmo tefarosi v'yeta Adonai taritzi al yarish ben parti v'nismecha v'nagila lechadodi lekrat kala p'nei Shabbat nekabela Bo'iv shalom ateret bala gam besimcha u'v'tzola toch emunei am segula Boichala, lechadodi, lekrat kala, pene Shabbat ne kabbalah, yada da da yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 pene Shabbat ne kabbalah, lechadodi, lekrat kala, pene Shabbat ne kabbalah, yada da da yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da da yada da da da. Remaining standing on page 28. It's the last two stanzas. They never get old. 3,000 years old, they never get old. The last two stanzas on 28. The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai. They flourish in our God's courtyards. In old age they remain fruitful, still fresh and bountiful, proclaiming Adonai is upright, my rock in whom there is no flaw. In old age they remain fruitful. That means that the Siddur is confident that righteous people will always have something to contribute to the world. The Siddur is confident in you and me. The Siddur knows that you and I have something that will come forth from each one of us in his or her own way to make the world beautiful. Every Friday night we say that. Baruch Hu, page 39a. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamavorach. Baruch Baruch Elam Boed. We may be seated this time. The English side on page 39a. Baruch Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tzvaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. El chai v'kayam, ta'amidim lo chalen olam voed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. On the English side of page number 40, the first stanza beginning, the third line down, you have taught. You have taught us Torah and mitzvot, statutes and laws. Therefore, Adonai, our God, as we lie down and as we rise up, we shall speak of your laws, rejoicing in the words of your Torah and in your mitzvot forever and ever. For they are our life and the fullness of our days, and on them we shall meditate day and night. Do not ever withdraw your love from us. Baruch atah, who loves the people Israel. V'yavatachal tesim imenu olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Page 41, Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchut Olam Voed. Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech u'v'shachbecha v'kumecha u'kishartam la'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'ktavtam al mizuzot beitecha u'v'sharecha. A few moments of silence, perhaps on page 41 or 42. Adonai Elohechem Emed. Remember, babies are brand new. They just came out of the womb. What they're saying, they learned from the womb, which means what they're saying, they learned from God. So anything that you hear, especially for a little baby, is really a quotation from God. When she's laughing, that means God was laughing with her in the womb. We're jumping out of order because it's Thanksgiving weekend, Thanksgiving Shabbat. So turn to page 319, please, and allow me to explain why we're turning to page 319 for a moment before the Michamocha. Page 319, only because it happens to be in the Siddur, but I wish to share one little phrase with you. It's on page 319, and it's here in the Hebrew and the English. It's in the Hebrew and the transliteration and the translation. It's on page 319. And we're not praying the entire Hallel. But I want you to learn the word hodu. Hodu is an ancient Hebrew word, and it really means y'all give thanks or y'all praise. And that's what it really means. But about 400 or 500 or 600 years ago, it gained a new meaning. And the meaning that it gained about 500 years ago, when Jewish people were trying to figure out what to call this thingamabob, which we would call a turkey, they chose the word hodu, a pun on words, because they thought it had arrived from the other ancient meaning of hodu. The other ancient meaning of hodu, besides a verb of y'all give thanks, is India. India, as in the West Indies. The turkey was such a strange creature. When it was imported to Europe, Jewish people were trying to figure out where is this from, and they called it Tarnagol Hodu, which means a rooster that comes from India. And so the word Tarnagol Hodu became abbreviated to Hodu, and so in medieval to most modern Hebrew, medieval Hebrew until for the past 500 years, until now, if you want to ask for turkey, you ask for Hodu. So Hodu means y'all praise, y'all give thanks. It is the name of the country, India. We know this because it's found in the scroll of Esther. The scroll of Esther. Esther, Haman, Bor, yeah, right, Esther. And then also from medieval Hebrew until now means Turkey. So today is Shabbat of Hodu. It's Turkey and it's thanks, right? So Hodu is a perfect pun for Thanksgiving because of turkey and giving thanks. So because of that, look at this phrase here on page 319, and there are 4 phrases. It's Hodu, it's here Hebrew and English. Hodu Ladonai Kitov, and then Yomarna Yisrael, and then Yomarna Beit Aharon, and then Yomarna Yirei Adonai, and it's Kili Olam Chasto. And here's a fun melody to Hodu, courtesy of some cantors. And here we are following along on page 319, and I hope you sing along.
Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chasto. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chasto.
Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chasto. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chasto.
Yomana, Yomana,
Yomana, Yomana.
Yomana Yisrael ki le'olam chasto.
Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chasto. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chasto.
Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chasto. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov ki le'olam chasto.
Yomruna, Yomruna.
Yomruna, Yomruna,
Yomruna Beit Aharon
ki le'olam chasto. Yomruna,
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 Yomruna.
Yomruna,
Yirei Adonai
ki le'olam chasto. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov 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 ki le'olam chasto. Ki le'olam chasto. Ki le'olam chasto.
Now you know the word Hodu. Bottom of page 44, the last little stanza on page 44. Page 44. 44. Just that one little English stanza on page 44. And so it is written, Adonai has rescued Jacob and redeemed him from the hand of those more powerful than he, Baruch atah Adonai, who redeemed the people Israel. And on the English side of page number 45, Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Hapores sukat shalom aleinu, V'al kol mo Yisrael, V'al Yerushalayim. To top of 46. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. B'nei uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti li'olam, oti li'olam, oti li'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim v'et ha'aretz v'shamro b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamro b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam barit olam. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, B'yom tzvei b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uv'izman karif, v'imero amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach, la'olam Yal me'al ma'ayit. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yinaseh v'yadar v'ytalal shemei dekudesha brichu le'elam kol bechata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'yalma v'yimeru amen. We rise now for the Silent Amida, the traditional text, page 47 to 52, or an opportunity for us to devise and offer our own private thoughts and prayers in silence. You've heard me recently speak about the Israel booth at the International Festival. And as I've said before, it's been 17, 18, 19 years that the Israel booth has been brought forth to the International Festival under the auspices of the Mobile Area Jewish Federation, and volunteers step forward, and we have pictures of Israel, and we have interesting facts. So for example, when you send a text message, officially it's called SMS, that technology was invented by Israel. And when you learn about this new past 10 years device, it's a very small capsule, it's a miniaturized camera, and you can swallow it, and it travels through your gut, and information can be gleaned for your GI doctor. It was constructed by a company called Given Imaging, and all manner of things. So we've got facts, and we've got pictures of Israel, and there's a map, but the showstopper is always the kotel. So here's one half of the kotel, and it looks like the kotel. And this was constructed by a volunteer some 20 years ago, and it's stored here in our big storage closet here at the synagogue. And every time that the International Festival is put forth, we get a few people and we schlep it usually into a borrowed pickup truck, and we take it to the fairgrounds and we set it up. And then students and parents and teachers and sometimes chaperones and bus drivers, I think bus drivers are key, come forward and we say, do you want to write a prayer for peace to put in the wall? And in addition to this and its mate, so it stands up yay big in the booth, there are pictures of the actual kotel. And we explain that for many centuries, it has been our practice upon going to Jerusalem and going to the Kotel, which is the holiest and most ancient of all Jewish physical sites. Some people put a little prayer for peace in the Kotel, and we encourage you to do so. And I wish you could have seen the face of a woman last week. It was Wednesday, and I hope I don't forget her face for many years to come. She wasn't a child, she was a woman. And when we told her that she was welcome to write a little prayer for peace and put in the wall, her face just took on a glow. And she was very excited by it, very moved by it, and she went over and she spent more than a few minutes writing a little prayer, and the piece of paper is this big. So some people just write a little note, which is fine, and it's folded up and it's put into the little cracks, the crevices. You can see there are just a couple that have fallen down inside these cracks and crevices, and they'll remain there forever because we can't take them out because we'll damage the kotel. So we'll leave them in there. But this woman, and I don't know her, happens to not be Jewish, was very moved. And then when we shared with her that these prayers would be taken out of this kotel and taken by courier to the actual kotel in Israel, she began to cry. And this woman happens to not be Jewish. She said, I'm not Jewish. But she knew how significant it was that these prayers were their own individuals, and these prayers were being taken to Jerusalem. And I've been mulling this over in my head for the past week. I think there are two elements to this endeavor. One is that when this kotel is put up courtesy of the Federation and sponsorship of the Israel Festival, it gives people an opportunity to write a little prayer for peace in a private manner, but in a public venue. And those are two very different emotional and mental experiences for people. But furthermore, when they are told that your prayer matters so much that local Jewish volunteers are going to make an effort to transport your prayer to Jerusalem, and it's going to be placed in the actual kotel, and they see a poster this big featuring the kotel, it's very emotional. And this woman whose name I don't know and I don't need to know, as I said, was nearly moved to tears. And what you and I take for granted should not be taken for granted. Without the cracks and crevices in this kotel, there'd be no place to put prayers. Without the cracks and crevices in the actual kotel, there'd be no place to put a prayer. And you and I, if we've grown up in the Jewish world, are familiar with this. But we need to appreciate what it means that a crack in something as unforgiving as not plywood, but heavy stone becomes the vehicle whereby someone's prayer can be made safe. A crack in stone assures somebody who is inclined to share a prayer that that prayer is going to be stored, warehoused, archived for who knows how many centuries and beyond. We as a Jewish community have made that happen in Mobile, courtesy of the Mobile Area Jewish Federation and its sponsorship of its role in the International Festival and our volunteerism by making sure that people are there to answer questions, to provide a piece of paper, a pencil, and the reassurance that the person who walks up to our table is respected and cared for. In these days, which are very confused and turbulent, that should not be ignored. We need to take hold of what it means that we provide a mechanism for people to be heeded, to be respected, to be appreciated, to be given an opportunity to compose and write a prayer that's going to be taken seriously. So seriously that it's going to be escorted by one of us, a volunteer, to Israel. And the next element in my thought is, as I said before, the stone that's cracked and open allows for prayer in a way that's reflective of our hearts. When our hearts tend to be broken and our hearts are open, there's a place for prayer to enter as much as there's a place for prayer to exit. Not only do we as Jews sponsor that kotel, but we also provide an opportunity for people, ourselves included, to open their hearts. This kotel dwells in our storage closet off of the social hall all year. And then once a year, for 4 days, it goes out to Mobile and becomes a vehicle for providing people an opportunity to look inside themselves, give voice to something from the privacy of their own being, to go out into the world, to be appreciated, and to make a difference. And we allow that to happen. We should also take note of what it means for each one of us if we could attend to the cracks and the fissures within our hearts and the cracks and fissures within the hearts of others. How much more are we escorting prayer into the world? Halavai. We rise, the Elenu, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach laton hakol latet gedula leotzer breshit shelo asanu kgoye aratzot velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam Vanachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu shehunot hashamayim v'yosei haaretz umoshav yekaro b'shamayim mimal ushchinatu zom b'govei miromim hu Eloheinu ein od emet malkeinu efes zulatom kakatu b'torato v'yadata yom v'shevota el levavecha ki Adonai huwa Elohim b'shamayim mimal v'al haaretz mitachat ein od. Kakatu b'toratecha Adonai yimloch la'olam va'ed v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yihiyeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad. The Kaddish Tome is on page number 58. And on this Shabbat, we remember with great love Anna Muchnick, Sates, Jacob Mazel, Rose Ratner, Ida Rubin, Mashi Weinstein, Emmanuel Liebeskind, Rose Zuckerman, Harold Mazel, Lena Katz. That's your grandmother. Claude Petit Sr. Claude Petit Sr. Is that your grandfather? That's your grandfather. That's your grandfather. We remember Ruth Berger and Leanne Buckman Blue. Are there any other names to mention this evening? Perhaps somebody at home has a name to share. We remember the loved ones whose lives were stolen when Hamas attacked Israel. Kaddish is on page number 58. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, Amen. Be'olma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chaye chon v'yom echon u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zaman kariv v'yimeru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mivarach la'alam u'lalmei olmayam. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudisha b'rechum le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shalama Rabba Min Shemaya V'Chayim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'Imru. Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav Huya Oseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'Imru. Amen. May there be peace and love, and we all say Amen. And may there be laughter and joy and happiness. We'll conclude with a song. It's called Yom Yavo. It's a song sheet here. It's actually two song sheets. One is the Hebrew and transliteration. And the second sheet is the translation. It's a fairly recent piece, and past some 50 years ago. I remember when it was first coming out, it was pretty famous, called Yom Yavo. Yom Yavo means a day will come. Yom Yavo means a day will come. It's actually based on one of the speeches of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., but it's in Hebrew, and it's set to a fairly well-known kind of peppy melody. Someday a day will come. And if you're so inclined to try your hand, the Hebrew here before us, most of it, the song back and forth, most of it is the first 4 stanzas on the Hebrew side, and then it jumps around a little bit, jumps to the 6th, then back to the 5th, and back to the 7th. But anyway, the main phrase that I think I'd like for you to take with you is Yom Yavo, which means someday a day will come. Yom Yavo, and here's the melody, and as I said, the translation of Yom Yavo is on the second page.
יום יבוא, יום יבוא, במהרה בקרוב הוא יבוא, זאת ידע כל אדם, בעמקי לבבו. יום יבוא, יום יבוא, הוא יבוא. יום יבוא, יום יבוא, הוא קרב והולך בנתיבו. יחיה אז האל ממרומי מושבו.
have to be a dream. I know that it is hard to imagine a different world than where we live in right now, but we believe it can happen. There can be a new day. If we could all just close our eyes, grab hands, and unite as one global community, we can make this dream a reality. So please, help us make our dream come true. Don't stop believing. One day there will be peace.
הוא מוכרח, הוא מוכרח, הוא מוכרח! יום יבוא! נו, מתי כבר יום יבוא?
So that comes to us from the Israeli Scouts. If you remember, years ago, we would occasionally have Israeli Scouts come on caravan. That's from what used to be called a CD. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos, folks. We hope to see you in the near future. Hope that you're able to come and join us in person so we can give you a hug, shake hands, and say Shabbat Shalom. May God bless you. You're an important part of our lives. We love you. Shalom.